Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture, EE8451 Linear Integrated Circuits and Applications. Unit 2 Characteristic of Operational Amplifier. In previous lecture, the characteristics of operational amplifier in the DC characteristics and AC characteristics, and also the frequency response of differential amplifier and the inverting and non-inverting stage of operational amplifier characteristics. Now today we are going to discuss the summing amplifier. So the summing amplifier, it is possible to apply more than one input single to an inverting amplifier. So this circuit will then add all these input signal to produce at the output. Such a circuit will then be called as a adder or a summing amplifier. So there are the inverting summing amplifier and the non-inverting summing amplifier. There are two types of amplifiers are there. It is a versatile device for combining the signals. It can either add signals directly or scale them to fit some predetermined combination rule. Summing several signals with equal gain is done in audio mixture. The summing amplifier with different resistor on the input gives a weighted sum. This can be used to convert a binary number to a voltage in a digital to analog converter. A summing amplifier can be used to apply a DC offset voltage along with an AC signal voltage. This is done in an LED modulation circuit to keep the LED in the linear operating ranges. Now the inverting summing amplifier. The inverting summing amplifier configurations with the three input. There are V1 input voltage 1, V2 input voltage 2 and V3 input voltage 3. It depends on the relationship between the feedback resistor, that is a feedback RF, and the three input resistor R1, R2 and R3. We can use the same circuit. So what is the, we can see the inverting summing amplifier circuit. Here the circuit, the voltage 1, voltage 2 and voltage 3 are measured with respect to ground. The feedback resistor is the feedback resistor connected between the output terminal and the inverting input terminal of operational amplifier. The non-inverting input terminal is connected is ground. Here the feedback current, it can be calculated. IF is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. There is an I1 current and I2 current and I3 current is equal to negative of V1 divided by R plus V2 divided by input resistance plus V3 divided by input resistance. Now we can find out the inverting equation of output voltage. V out is equal to minus of feedback resistor divided by input resistance, that is a RF divided by R in into input voltage. Then we can simplify the output voltage, the minus term, that is a negative term. So the inverting amplifier is a negative output, that is a negative output voltage. So the V out is equal to minus V out. So the minus V out is equal to feedback resistor divided by input resistance into V1 plus feedback resistance divided by input resistance V2 plus feedback resistance divided by input resistance V3. Now we can see the calculations. So this is first step is feedback resistance. So how to calculate the current in the circuits. So there are the three current, the I1, I2, I3. So the current will be calculated into the Ohm's law, V divided by R. So the inverting amplifier, the minus term of negative output voltage. So the feedback current is equal to minus of all voltages divided by all input resistance, that is called a V1 divided by R, or input resistance, V2 divided by input resistance plus V3 divided by input resistance. This inverting equation V out is equal to minus of feedback resistor divided by input resistance into input voltage. So now we can find out the inverting output, that is a negative of V out equal to function of the feedback resistance divided by input resistance into V1 voltage 1, next voltage 2, that is a feedback resistance value divided by input resistance value into V2, and finally the feedback resistance value divided by input resistance into V3 value. Now we can simplify the equations. Minus V out is equal to RF divided by R in is a common term. So another remaining term is a V1 plus V2 plus V3 etc. We can define the excessive voltages. That is here we can apply the only 3 input voltage. So we can neglect the another voltages. We can put in the V1, V2, V3 only. We now have an operational amplifier circuit that will amplify each individual input voltage and produce an output voltage signal that is proportional to the algebraic sum of the 3 individual input voltages V1, V2 and V3. We can also add more inputs if required as each individual input. There is a respective resistance, that is called the input resistance is only the input impedance. Now we can move to the non-inverting summing amplifier. Here the non-inverting summing amplifier are there. So here the input resistance R1, R2 is applied to the non-inverting stage. That is a positive sign of the operation amplifier, and the inverting negative sign is applied to the resistance, inverting resistance, and putting the ground stage. The output of the previous output value is feedbacked to the inverting stages. So this is a configuration of non-inverting summing amplifier. So here the operation of the non-inverting summing amplifier. Okay, let the non-inverting input of the operational amplifier to produce a non-inverting summing amplifier. We have seen about that the inverting summing amplifier produce the negative sum of its input voltage. Then it follows then the non-inverting summing amplifier configurations. Here the non-inverting summing amplifier is based around the configurations of an non-inverting operational amplifier circuit. If the input either AC or DC is applied to the non-inverting terminal, while the required negative feedback and gain is achieved by feeding back some portion of the output signal to the inverting terminal. So what's the advantages of the non-inverting configurations compared to the inverting summing amplifier configurations? Besides, the most The most fact, the operation amplifier output voltage V out is the base with it input, and the output voltage is weighted sum of all input with themselves are determined by the resistance ratio. The biggest advantages of the non-inverting summing amplifier is that because there is no virtual earth conditions across the input terminal, its input impedance is much higher than the standard inverting amplifier configurations. Also, the input summing part of the circuit is unaffected if the operational amplifier closed loop voltage gain is changed. However, there is more max involved in the selecting the weighted gain for each individual input at the summing junction, especially if there are more than two input each with a different weighting factor. If all the input have the same resistive value, then the max involved will be lot of less. If the closed loop gain of non-inverting operational amplifier is made equal to the number of summing input, then the operational amplifier output voltage will be exactly equal to the sum of the input voltage. That is, for two input non-inverting summing amplifier, the output gain is equal to 2. For a 3 input summing amplifier, the operational amplifier gain is 3. This is because the current which flow in each input resistance is function of the voltage at all the inputs. If the input resistance made all equal, that is R1 equal to R2, then the circulating current cancel out as they can not follow into the higher impedance non-inverting input of the operational amplifier, and the output voltage becomes the sum of the input. So for a two input non-inverting summing amplifier, the current flow into the input terminal can be determined. What is the value? So that is a the IR1 plus IR2 is equal to 0. That is a KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. The V1 minus V divided by R1 plus V2 minus V divided by R2 equal to 0. So in these conditions, the V1 divided by R1 minus V divided by R1 plus V2 divided by R2 minus V divided by R2 is equal to 0. In the same conditions of KCL conditions, if we make the two input resistance equal in value, R1 equal to R2 equal to R, so the voltage, so this is a non-inverting voltage, so we can put the positive symbol, sign symbol. V is equal to V1 divided by R plus second voltage V2 divided by R divided by 1 divided by R plus 1 divided by R. Because it is a two input resistance equal in value, that is R1 R2 is equal to R. So what about the output conditions? That is a V equal to V1 plus V2 divided by 2. So now this standard equation for voltage gain of a non-inverting summing amplifier circuit. So the voltage gain is equal to output voltage divided by input voltage. So is equal to 1 plus RA divided by RB. So finally the output voltage of the non-inverting stage summing amplifier 1 plus RA divided by RB into non-inverting voltage, common non-inverting voltage V plus. So thus the output of final V out is equal to 1 plus RA divided by RB into the total voltage, non-inverting total voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 divided by R2. So after the summing amplifier, the non-inverting summing amplifier output voltage V out is equal to 1 plus RA divided by RB into the total voltage divided by 2. What is the total voltage? There is a two input voltages V1 plus V2. That is a two input voltage is nothing but divided by 2. So the RA is equal to RB. It is a equal resistance value. So the output voltage is equal to 1 plus 1 into V1 plus V2 divided by 2. Here we can finalize the derivations. The 2 is cancelled. So remaining part of the V1 plus V2 is a two input voltages. So the output voltage of the non-inverting summing amplifier output voltage is equal to V out is equal to in the sum of the input voltage, that is a V1 plus V2. So that for 3 input non-inverting summing amplifier configuration, the setting the closed loop voltage gain to 3 will make a V out equal to sum of the 3 input voltages V1, V2 and V3. For a 4 input summer, the closed loop voltage gain would be 4 and 5 for a 5 input summer. So note all that if amplifier of the summing circuit is connected a unity follower with resistance A equal to 0 and resistance B equal to infinity, then we'll know voltage gain. The output voltage V out will be exactly equal to average value of all the input voltages, that the output voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 divided by V2. Here the summing amplifier applications. We use summing amplifier for each either inverting or non-inverting. If the input resistance of summing amplifier are connected to potentiometer, the individual input signal can be mixed together by varying the amount of signals. So for example, measuring temperature, you could add a negative offset voltage to make the output voltage or display read 0 at the freezing point, or produce an audio mixer for adding or mixing together individual waveform from different source channels. So we are using the summing amplifier in the audio mixer. It is an weighted some digital to analog converter, that is a DAC, and then we are using the sum of individual multi-vibrator circuits. So in this lecture we are discussing the summing amplifier, summing op-amp circuit in inverting and non-inverting, and also how to the output voltage we have to find out the inverting and non-inverting stages. Finally we are discussed the applications of summing amplifier circuits. Thank you for watching this video.